Hello my dear class 9 students, hope you all are well. Today we will going to discuss the chapter 11, that is the hydrosphere. So what will we study in this chapter? We will study about the hydrosphere. What does hydrosphere means? Hydrosphere is refers to the combined mass of water that are found on the earth, such as in the ocean, in rivers, streams, lakes, or in atmosphere, even with the underground water. So all are just comprised in the hydrosphere. We will discuss the tides, how they form, what are the different factors. Okay, let's start the chapter. At first is the hydrosphere that I have told. It comprised of so many parts, like the underground water, like the water that are present in the atmosphere also, even that are found in various lakes, rivers, streams, or any kind of water body. So it is the hydrosphere. The main sources of water on the earth, what are those? At first we have ocean water, because the 97% of the earth's total water is just comes from the ocean. But one thing is to remember, is it okay to use the ocean water for the human purpose, that is for the drinking purpose or any kind of? No, it is not, because they contains a much proportion of the salt. They have the sodium chloride and various salt that are present in the ocean water. That is why it is not suitable for the human consumption. And other uses due to the salt content, the rich content in the salt. So 97% are just catched in the ocean water. Only 3% are remains, right? And remaining 3%, and between them 2.3% is locked in the polar ice caps. So in the two poles, like in the northern pole or the Arctic, and the southern pole or in the Antarctic, the remaining 3% of the water, and amongst them almost 2.3% are just locked in the polar ice caps. So if you have, like I am showing, if it is the 100% of total water, then almost 97%, this much area are just catched in the ocean water, like 97%, this much area is catched in the ocean water. So only 3% are just remains, and amongst them 2.3% are just locked in the polar ice cap. So how much are remained? Only 0.7% are remained, that are available as the fresh water. But among them 0.66%, that is in the groundwater, like the underground water, and the rest of that is only 0.03%. So very a tiny portion, very little amount that are available to us as the fresh water, like in the inland water bodies, like in the rivers, lakes, streams. Okay, so that are available for us, and 0.66% that are in the groundwater. So this is the ocean water. Another is the water on the land. Water on land is the result of precipitation or seepage. Precipitation means precipitation in the form of rainfall. It can be in the form of rainfall, and seepage is the, you can say, the absorption by the soil pores that are available in the soil, that is absorbed by the soil, which form streams, rivers that are flowing on the land and finally joining the sea. Next is the underground water that are found, like in the rainwater or the snow flows on the surface, that are mainly occupied. Some of the water evaporates and the rest that sinks into the soil. Next one is the water in the atmosphere. In which form water are present in the atmosphere? The main form is the vapor. Okay, in the form of vapor, because water vapor is present in the atmosphere, right? The air which gives rise to humidity, water evaporates from the oceans and other water bodies due to the heating of the surface water. So as the heat is there, surface water is just heated, that is why they evaporate. So the state changes there. So if they were in the ocean, was in the liquid form, and after the evaporation they will transform into the gaseous form, right? Only state change is there. So this is the point, that the water in the cycle, it just made a cycle. Okay, so we cannot generate water. Even with that, we cannot destroy the water. What does it do? Only it can be transformed from one state to another. Neither it can be generated or originated or created by the human being, nor it can be destroyed. They only what can they do is just transform their state from one state to another. Okay, like, what is the hydrological cycle? Another thing you should have to remember, student. Hydrological cycle, the circulation of water among atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere is called the hydrological cycle. So what are those? Atmosphere, you have already read about atmosphere. In which form they are present? In the form of the vapor, water vapor, right? In the atmosphere they are in the form of water vapor. In hydrosphere, what are hydrosphere? Any inland lakes, water bodies, underground water, all are the hydrosphere, comprised of the hydrosphere. So they are also found in the hydrosphere. And in lithosphere or the earth crust, how they form? Like in the seepage form, in the soil water, in the soil pores. So all these atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere are there. So what they do is just they transform their state. So if in the ocean water they are in the liquid form, then they evaporates, so they transfer into the gaseous form. After that the condensation occur, then rainfall is there or the precipitation is there, so then they will further transformed into the liquid form. So liquid, then gaseous, after that is snowfall is there, so also there is some solid form. So what water can do is just they can transfer, or they can just you can say transfer their state. Okay, the state change can be occurred, but neither the water can be created nor they can be destroyed. So these cycles which are fulfilled by this in the atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere, the circulation of water in these fields are called the hydrological cycle, and this is the characteristics you should have to remember. So the movement of water in the various water bodies, the movement of water are in the various form. Like we have the major movements of water are in three forms. What are those? They are mainly the wave, the tides and the currents. One is the waves, number 1, another is the current, and number 3 is the tides. So today we will discuss about the waves and tides, and in the next class we will discuss about the currents. What are those? So these are the form how water mainly moves. Waves are the oscillatory movements in water manifested by an alternate rise and fall of the sea surface. These moving ridge like curves on the surface of the sea are mainly produced by the winds on the surface of the ocean. So what does it do? When the winds are blown, winds are just moves in the ocean floor, just adjacent to the ocean floor. So the water present, like this is the ocean floor, so here are the waters. So wind are just blown adjacent the water, then with the wind the water are just also moves with the direction of the wind. This is called the waves. Okay, oscillatory movements means, oscillation means vibration or ups and downs. Okay, so the air are just moving, wind are just moving, that is why the water that are present they are also oscillates. So this is the wave, number 1. Next is the tides. What are tides? This is the rise and fall of the sea water due to the gravitational force of the sun and the moon, that are called as the tides. So the main force that are acted in formation of tides are the gravitational force. You have already learned, I think, about the gravitational force in your science book, that the gravitational force that are mainly exerted by the any moving object that are present in the universe, they have the gravitational forces. So here also sun and moon and their gravitational forces are there. That is why the rise and fall in the sea water each day that are happened is called the tides. Okay. And what are the tidal waves? We have already learned about the waves, right? So if there is some tides and the sea waves that are mainly produced by the tides, that are called as the tidal waves. So the main reason is the tides, that is why the waves are generated, is called the tidal waves. The rise of seawater and its movement towards the coast is called the tide. So what is tide? And the resultant high water level that are formed are known as the high tide water. So what are tide you have already known. Now what are the high tide water and what are the low tide water, and what is the high tide and low tide? So when the action or gravitational action is more, so just think it is a land. I am drawing just it is the land area and this much is the water area. So when this is the land area and this much is the water body. Okay, now when the waves are coming, or you can say the tides, now the tides are coming, so the water level rises. At first water level was in this much area, next the water level reaches to this much area, so this is a gap. So this is the line where the area, this is the high, you can say HTL, or the high tide line, and when the tides are just fall, and this line is called as the LTL, or the low tide line. Okay, so what is the high tide water and what is the low tide water, and what are tidal wave, you have already learned about. Now the fall of the sea water and its movement towards the sea is called the ebb. You have already learned about the tide. Now what is the ebb? Ebb means when the rise of the sea water, you can say along the coast, is called the tide, and now they are just falling, so this height will be reduced and they are falling. This will be called as the ebb. Now the factors that cause tide. What are the various factors that causes to make the tides? I have discussed this is the gravitational force that are mainly exerted by the sun and moon. Okay. From west to east and revolves round the sun, flowing an elliptical orbit. Similarly, the moon rotates from west to east. So all the, you can say the celestial body like earth, this is the earth, so this is just move from west to east side, this is the west and this is the east. In the same way, moon, that in its own orbit it is also rotating along its orbit. Like just see the picture, the position of the earth and the moon. So this is the earth and this is the moon. This is the orbit of the moon by which it is just rotating. Earth is also rotating from west to east, even with that moon is also rotating from west to east. Sometimes in the orbit, as it is the elliptical means it is not circular. If the circle is there, so this is the center, so all the radius are the same. But in the elliptical form, if this is the center, then this much distance is less than this much distance, right? That is why you can say the nearest distance that are present from earth to moon is called this position is called the perigee, and the farthest distance between the earth and moon is called the apogee. So what is apogee and what is perigee? I think you are just clear about, and that is why sometimes the gravitational force that are exerted are sometimes high and sometimes it is low, and according to that the power or the force of the tidal waves are also sometimes high, even with that they are sometimes low. According to which? According to the position of the earth and moon, and the farthest position is called the apogee and the nearest position that are found is called the perigee. Now the nature of the tides. They are of two types. One is the high tides and another one is the low tides. One thing you have to remember, each day, or you can say every day, tides are mainly occur two times in a day. Two tides and two waves are experienced twice at every place on the earth's surface in 24 hours. So in a day or in one day or 24 hours, two tides are there, even with that two waves are there. So two times water are just rising in a day and two times they are just falling. Rising are called the tide and falling are called the waves. But it is not the exactly 24 hours in a day, like right, it is like this is the earth. So this place and you can say this place are just experience tide in 7 p.m. Okay, 7 p.m. and in the next day it will not experience the tide in the 7 p.m. Why it will not experience? Because the moon that are also rotating in its orbit, it will also move some distance. Like in 24 hours in the earth's own orbit, earth is also rotating. In the same way, moon in its own orbit, it will also rotate, right? Because all they are moving with their own elliptical orbits. So the in orbits earth is moving, that is why from west side to east side, and the moon is also moving, that is why the place that experience the tide today 7 p.m. it will not experience the same tide tomorrow in the same place with the 7 p.m. It will be delayed because the moon is also moon has already covered some distance. We will discuss how much it will be. So at first see about the high tides and low tides. What are those? High tides are that, so you have already known about the tides and wave. Now high tides and low tides, here you have to read about some position of which? Of sun, moon and the earth. Here two terms are there. One is the quadrature position and another one is the straight, or you can say the syzygy position. Sometimes they are formed as, so here it is already given the moon. So this is the moon and this is the earth. Okay. And if the sun is in this position is the sun, then it is the situation for the new moon time. And sometimes moon is here, sun is here, and in between them earth is there. This is the position of the full moon time. So in this position, when sun, moon and earth, whether moon is here or moon is there, but sun, moon and earth, they are at the same line. Okay, all are in a straight line, is called the syzygy position. And in that position, tides are very high tide. The gravitational force, why they are high? Because the gravitational force of the sun, the gravitational force of the moon, all are in the same parts. Just see, in the same parts, right? That is why the tides are of very high type. And when the low tides are occurred, in the quadrature position. Low tides are mainly occurred when the quadrature position. What does quadrature means? I will discuss. So just have some look, students. This is the picture in the time of full moon and in the time of new moon. Okay, like this is the sun. I have told this is the sun, this is the new moon position, but still they are in the same line. This is the sun, this is the moon and this is the earth. Or you can say in the time of full moon, like this is not present, only sun is there, in the middle position earth is there, and here the moon is there. Still they are at the same line. That is why some high tides is occur, because the gravitational force of all these are at the same point. And when low tides occur, when the position of these two are at the right angle, this position is called as the quadrature. Just see this picture. This is the position of quadrature, and that is why the low tides are mainly created. Like this is the earth. Okay, this is fixed. and this is the sun. This is the sun, this is the earth, also fixed. But in the CZK position we have shown at the moon either be in this side or in this side, so they are in the same line. But in this they are in the right angle, so this is also form some right angle. This is the moon, this is the sun, and this is the earth, or they can be in this form. So both of these two form some right angle. That is why the gravitational force of these two are quite lesser type. That is why the heights are not that much high. That is why they are called as the also called as the neap tide. So that is why the tides are of two types. One is the spring tide and another one is the neap tide. So when the tides are very high caused when the sun, moon and earth, both of these three are in the same line, in a straight line. That is why the gravitational force of the sun and the moon work together. In the same point, you are also just pulling it. Even with that, I am in the same direction. That is why it will come in very less effort, right? This is the object, you are just pulling it in this direction. I am also joining with you and pulling it with this direction, so it will come very easily, right? Just see this, and this is the object, you will just pulling it in this direction, I am pulling it with this direction. It will neither goes to your side, it will not goes to my side. That is why it is quite it can be happen, but with great effort. This is the main mechanism here. And for the neap tides, the main mechanism is the quadrature position, or you can say the right angle position. So earth is in the middle, and in the you can say here is the moon and in the sun. So the quadrature, or you can say the right angle position is there. That is why neap tide are mainly occur. Such a tide which is lower in height than the normal tide is called the neap tide. The height of neap tide is generally 20% lower than that of a normal tide. So they are very low tide, almost 20% lower than the normal tide, or the normal tide range is there, so that will be very less. Another thing is the tidal range. What is tidal range? Tidal range means the difference that I have shown you, the high tide line and the low tide line, the difference between two is the tidal range. Okay, now which I was talking about was the periodicity of the tide. A very important thing you should have to remember, student, like which I was talking about. If this is a place, sorry, this is the moon that are rotating in the orbit, and this is the earth that is also rotating. This is the earth's orbit, this is the earth. So all are just rotating from west side to east side. Okay, west side to east side, this is the east side. So in this position tides are mainly, sorry, this is the earth, okay, and this is the moon that is also rotating in this direction from west to east. Okay, so here is the position where today the tides are mainly formed due to the gravitational force of the moon. Now in the next day, when it covers after 24 hours or one day, it will not occur the same tide in that position after 24 hours. It will be delayed. Why? Because the moon, it will also rotate some paths, it will also cover some distance with its own orbits. That is why the tides will be delayed, and every day the delayed will be after 26 minutes of each of the tide and 52 minutes between the two main tides. So the one tide is here, and after 24 hours then it will cover some portion like the 52 minutes more. That is why the position which experience the tide today will experience the same tide the day after tomorrow with 52 minutes more. And in between two tides, like the high tide and the low tide, the gap will not be 12 hours, it will be 12 hours and 26 minutes. Okay, So this is the periodicity of the tides. You should have to remember, students. So another thing is the high tide and low tide I was talking about. This is the thing. When the sun and moon are at the position of right angle, and the high tides were when the sun and moon and the earth was in the same line, I have already discussed. So this is the tide, this is the periodicity of the time, and the types of the tide we have already covered. Okay students, we will end this class here, and in the next class we will discuss about the ocean currents. Thank you.